Hello children, today we are going to learn a new lesson of the EVS subject environmental balance. Up till now you have studied about the earth and the living world, the previous lesson. In this lesson, on page number 1 you are seeing a similar type of figure, the earth and the living world. What we are observing in this picture now again? Yes, there is a lake or a pond, you can say. Animals are around it. Water animals are there. Then on the soil there you can see frog. Then two children are sitting there. One person is there, one man is there. And different type of living world you can see there in the picture. Okay, you can observe the various living things from the picture. What other things you are observing, you can write in your book, or when you are reading the lesson you can try and observe the more and more number of things which are present in the picture. Now they are telling us there are variety of living things in this environment. Whatever you see around which is a form of nature, which is in natural form in the nature, that contributes to the environment. Each and everything thing of the nature is important for the living world. Now, sometimes we see there are half-eaten fruits, then shells of eggs or animal shells, or fallen feathers, animal tracks. If a wild animal walks, how do they recognize that a wild animal has walked on this particular place? By his footprints. That is known as animal tracks. Then dung, yes, excreta of animals. Then droppings, yes, if something has been dropped on the soil, you can see this, yes, one animal has passed from here. You can identify by the thing which has been fallen down. Suppose a nest is there. If you have seen the sparrow nest previously, you will say yes, this one sparrow was staying here. Then cocoons, yes, the caterpillar's egg. Then honeycombs. Variety of these other things also are observed or given to us by the nature. What are these different things called as or named as? They are named as biodiversity. Scientists, they make a large number of observations. They study day and night these different seasons and the living things that are found on great heights or depths, as well as microorganisms. Then they are brought in one place and studied again. To study these microorganisms or the innumerable things, this biodiversity of this natural living world, it takes a lot of long time, it takes a long period, and we can make sure of the diversity of a place. The environment, the surrounding conditions, the climate of that particular place, yes, they help the particular type of plant life, wildlife, insect life, organisms to make them survive in better manner. The climate of that particular place, it also helps them, and they form together the environment, the surrounding conditions and the surrounding which affect the life of the organisms. All this together is known as the environment, which contribute for a better environment. You can say sunlight, air, water, soil, plants and animals. All these four factors or five factors, you can say, together they form a good environment, or they form a environment, living environment. Then living and non-living things also, non-living all things also contribute to the environment. They are dependent on each other. Environmental science also studies this non-living and living environment. Then on page number 20, you are seeing a picture which is the sun, the plants, the grasshopper and the bird, and arrow is in between them. What this picture is trying to tell us? It is trying to explain to us the food chain. How it is named as food chain? The sun, it helps to the plants to prepare their food. Without the sun, plants cannot prepare their food. So sun, it helps the plants to prepare their food, and that process is known as photosynthesis. And on these plants, who are dependent for food? The insects. Then the birds, on what they are dependent for food? On the insects or the food grains which grow on the trees or the fruits which grow on the trees. So this is called as the food chain. They are interrelated to each other for food, which is shown here by the picture. Now there are many types of food chain. From this lesson we are going to understand about the food chain. Now you understood about the sun, the plants, then the insects and the birds, this small food chain. Then another large food chain, that is known as food web. The most important food in food chain is plants. All of us, every living thing in the environment, we get food from the plants, and many animals in this environment depend only on plants, and plants are eaten by other animals. We human beings are also dependent on plants and animals, and plants, they prepare food with the presence of sunlight, water and the carbon dioxide from the air. It means that plants are the main support of every food chain. See the picture, you can see here the sun is there, a long plant is there, large leaves are there, carbon dioxide is released, absorbed oxygen is released, water is absorbed, and the plant grows in a better manner. Another picture, you are seeing a variety of animals are shown here, plants are shown here, insects are shown here. So all these to get things, wild animals, wild plants, smaller grass, then small animals, insects, all these are shown here in this picture. This number of variety of animals and plant living world is known as food web. Now you will say, how it is food web? They are the food of each other. Now you can see the plant eating animals. Then plant eating animals are here, that is the donkey, you can say, or you can say the grasshopper, then snail is there, then many animals which you are knowing their names. Fox is there, yes, which is eaten by the lion, then frog is eaten by the snake, then a rat is there, then birds are there, then so many things are the food of each other. The smaller animal is eaten by the other wild animal. Plant eating animals are eaten by the another animals, and other animals are eaten, those plant eating animals are eaten by the wild animals. So this is interrelated to each other, and they are dependent for food on each other. So all these three parts together, plant, insects, plant eating animals and wild animals, so such type of group of animals, they form the food web. They are the food of each other. Environmental balance. Along with food chain, there are many other food chains. But another chain we are going to understand that about the microorganisms. Microorganisms in the soil helps the process of decomposition, and then the dead animals, their excreta, their dirt out of which is given out of their body, when these decaying organisms, when they merge or mix up with the soil, and that decomposition process, after a long period of time, it prepares manure, it turns or converts into manure. And when a plant it grows, the roots of that plant, they absorb the nutrients, the vitamins or whatever minerals are there in that manure, and the plant eating animals, we human beings, get the important minerals, nutrients, vitamins, all these things from the soil and or from the manure, the various types of manure from the microorganisms or from the soil, and our food constituents are taken from it. Another important cycle it is given here, that is the water cycle. When continuous water supply is there, then the water it gets hot with the sun, then the water vapors are carried out into the atmosphere, condensation is there, clouds are formed, again we get rainfall, and we get the water. You have learned this water cycle in the third lesson. You can see from the picture also, you will recollect it nicely, that what is water cycle, you are knowing it. Then the oxygen which we are breathing in, which we require for living human body, from where do we get this oxygen? The carbon dioxide which is released from us, from within our body, is absorbed by the leaves or the plants, and oxygen is released by them, and we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Plants, they inhale the or absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and they help in preparing the food. So this water cycle, then cycle of gases, then cycle of microorganisms, all these things are related to each other. They help the maintaining the environmental balance. There are many other such cycles in nature, and they are interaction with living things, between living and non-living things in nature. They are useful in maintaining the balance of the nature. This is going on as a continuous process. If this process is disturbed, if any one cycle is disturbed, there will the environment balance will get interrupted, and environmental balance will get disturbed. So it is necessary we should maintain and not harm the environment, and maintain the environmental balance. Okay, the lesson is over. You read the lesson, follow the pictures and observe it carefully, and try to read the lesson and write the question and answers.